Welcome to Origins, where we go over the origins of your favorite superheroes and villains. Now, a lot of you guys ask about Jason Todd, also known as the Red Hood. The Robin who died. The one that Batman lost. How did it happen? This is the New 52 retelling of Jason Todd. Jason's parents are where the story truly begins, because his mother, Catherine Elizabeth, and his father was Willis Todd. His mother was from an expensive school, while his father was honestly just a loser. What is it about the bad boys that attract the good girls? Because that's exactly what happened, and the two of them couldn't keep their hands off of each other. Well, the inevitable happened, and Catherine became pregnant and she gave birth to a young Jason Todd. But this obviously wasn't the life that Catherine was expecting, and she'd check out for days at a time on drugs and depression. As Jason grew up, things would just get worse and worse. His father would show him all the things that a father shouldn't, such as how to scam or steal, and even told of the days in which he got to meet celebrities, like Batman. Eventually, another inevitable finally happened, and Willis Todd was arrested for the last time. He died in prison this time, never to see his son Jason again. Jason protected his home and his mother. He tried his best. But he couldn't save his mother from herself or prevent the drug dealers from looking for her for his father's debts. So she overdosed. Jason hit the streets, an orphan who knew how to steal and scam. He never hurt anyone physically, but he did what he needed to get by. But that got him hurt more than a few times, and on one of those times, he ended up in the clinic with a kind doctor named Leslie Thompson. She was so nice to him and tried to help him out to the best of her abilities. So in response, he stole prescription drugs from her and he fled out the window. But this was the day that everything changed for him. Because when he walked out that window, he landed in front of the infamous Batman. That should have been it. Batman would have just arrested the kid right there and then, but Dr. Leslie said something to Batman. She asked him not to send Jason to the police. So Jason was sent to live in Wayne Manor. A fresh start, a golden ticket. But Jason didn't see it that way, as he spent most of his time with the help, a wonderful butler named Alfred, because Mr. Wayne was far too busy for the street rat. One day, Bruce set Jason down and explained that he too was an orphan child due to his parents being gunned down. But he learned how to channel his anger into something positive, something that would put fear into criminals' hearts. So he walked the young Jason into the Batcave that day, and he informed him that the organization had an opening. Dick Grayson had moved on to become his own man, to become the hero known as Nightwing. And Batman was looking for a new young sidekick that he could train. And so, 6 months of hellish training later, Jason became the second Robin to hold the title. But once he got onto the streets, he began to lose control again. And with each criminal he beat, he couldn't help but feel like he was trying to get rid of his own past, to forget his criminal father. Since he was losing control, Batman placed him on monitor duty one night. And a photo came across the computer. A photo of his mother. She was alive and well and living in the Middle East. So Jason took off. He had to find her. He had to know what happened. He didn't even leave a note that day. As far as he saw it, he didn't need his fake family anymore. So he used every skill that Batman taught him, and he did find her that night. What should have become a happy moment quickly became a disaster, as the whole thing had turned out to be a setup. The Joker beat Jason over and over with a crowbar, and even though Batman tried to get there, he just didn't make it in time. The only regrets that Jason had in the end was that he was sad that he never got to tell Bruce and Alfred, thank you, or that he was sorry. He died from the beatings and the bomb that the Joker left for him. But he wasn't done with life yet, and he found himself revived through a Lazarus pit thanks to Talia al Ghul. She thought that there was more to the boy, that he deserved a second chance. So he was retrained by the League of Assassins, a former Robin that they could get to do their bidding. Why wouldn't they want that? As another assassin, he did many horrible things for Talia. But eventually, he found his way back to Gotham City, and he felt like he needed to make a statement. He needed to let Bruce know that he was back, and he was not happy that Bruce did not kill the Joker. Bruce should have killed him because he killed Jason. Why did Bruce let the Joker walk? So Jason took the Joker's original name, the Red Hood. And he let Batman know in style that he was back and he was unhappy with his former fake father. He became the outlaw known as Red Hood. While at first he fought against Batman because he wanted to kill the Joker for what he did to him, eventually he found himself working with the Bat family again, and he began to make amends. He would eventually team up with Roy Harper and Starfire and make the Outlaws, his own group that he would use to aid the Bat family and work on their own missions. But that's a story for another day. But our story doesn't end there, listeners. There's a lot more than was first let on. You see, the Joker had more to do with Jason's origin than you even realize. It all began on one day when the Joker was bored, and he decided that he wanted to create a star, create tragedy in Batman's life. The Joker is the one who arranged for Willis Todd's arrest. He's also the one who gave Catherine the drugs to overdose, but those drugs weren't the ones that she was used to. It was actually a flower extract that mimicked the signs of an overdose. This drove Jason to a life of crime, and eventually right into Batman's hands as the new Robin, which is when the Joker decided it was time to bring back Mommy Dearest. All so that Batman could care for someone and lose them to the Joker. It was his master plan to get back at the Dark Knight. But then Jason came back, and he took the Joker's original namesake. But as the Joker says, it's a secret. Shh. Up next is Tim Drake, the Robin that isn't a Robin. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Comicstorian because I found myself addicted to Twitter and I like to chat with you guys on that. Also remember we have two other channels, Eligible Monster for gaming, comic books, and variety videos, and Listbomb for all the extra research that we end up doing all of this research. Click both links in the description down below. We would really appreciate it if you guys would go subscribe to those channels. And if you're still listening, thank you for joining us for everything that we've done and accomplished. We've crossed 250,000 subscribers and this has become one hell of a community, and we will always be here for you guys, so thank you. I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and I will see you guys next time right here.